Hi, I'm Becky. My channel's What Beck Sews. Welcome back if you're a subscriber and welcome if you're new. Happy Friday, guys. Today is another instalment of Friday Sews for you where I share what I've been up to, what my plans are, and any general life chit chat. So there are lots of sewing vloggers posting under the hashtag Friday Sews. Please do, after you've watched me, go over and check them out by just typing hashtag Friday Sews into the search bar. And you never know, you may discover a lovely new sewing vlogger that you love. But finish watching me first. So, forgive the hair. It's a bit of a mess today. I need to go and get my fringe trimmed because it's just got to that point where it's really long. And after I filmed this, my lovely daughter's going to dye my hair red for me. I'm then going to come up and dry it and then zip over to see my hairdresser just to ask him just to off of the front for me so I can go back to feeling glamorous with me bangs again. So I have had a busy week. Where shall I start? I think we're going to talk about Happy Mail. Now, did any of you guess right when you were watching Adam Sews vlog, if you watch Adam Sews vlog? So on Sunday I got back from Matlock and I was delighted to have a parcel that I wasn't actually expecting to arrive as quickly as it did. Now, as some of you may know, Adam from Adam Sews does some beautiful caddies, absolutely stunning caddies, and I have been after one for a very long time to use as a go-between my socials. So I run a social and I go to my lovely friend Sally's social in Staffordshire as well, and I really wanted a caddy to stop having to chuck everything in, take everything out, and I wanted a handmade caddy because who doesn't want a handmade caddy? Now, I would like to say that I would take the time to make one myself, but I know that I probably wouldn't do it and it would sit in my work in progress pile. So a few weeks back I messaged Adam and said, how do I get my hands on one of your lovely caddies? Because every time he posts them, they go out of stock immediately. And he said he put one on pre-order for me and asked me if there's any particular colours that I liked. I said to him, I hadn't seen anything in particular, but I love hot pink and green. They're my signature go-to colours. Now, if any of you watch Adam, he talked and shared the bags that he made up last week, or the caddies that he made up last week, in his vlog. And he did say he wasn't going to reveal which vlogger it was for, and could anybody guess, and said that I'd asked for it in hot pink and green. So you may have already seen this, even if you didn't guess that it was me. So here it is. This is my beautiful caddy. I mean, just look at that. It's just stunning. It's got the rainbow zip in it, and then inside. And I cannot wait to start filling this up. Now, obviously Adam didn't really, other than the fact that I'd specified that I wanted hot pink and green, didn't think anything of it. But what I thought was quite ironic was this beautiful lion here, and I love lions, and I'm obviously a Leo, and it was my birthday the day before I received this. Now, this would have actually been delivered on my birthday, and I'm gutted that I wasn't here. Instead, I was in Matlock, because how amazing would that have been? It'd been like an early birthday present. I did pay for this, by the way, but it felt like an early birthday present. So thank you very much, Adam. I absolutely love my caddy. I cannot wait to fill it up and get it sorted for all my socials. So I will leave a link to Adam's website down below so you can go over and check him out for yourselves. And I'll also leave a link to his YouTube, because if you don't follow him, get over and give him a subscribe, because he is fantastic. So what else have I been up to this week? So I had another piece of fabric come through the post. Now, this isn't for me. As I said last week, I am on a fabric buying ban, and I'm definitely on a fabric buying ban. For those of you that follow my D-Stash account on Instagram, you'll know that I've been on a bit of a mission this week because I've sorted tons of fabric out for D-Stash. I have decided to have a real good sort through, try and get on top of what's on Stash Hub, and just have a clear down and get on top of what's in my stash. So the fabric that came was for my friend. Now, I've obviously made the item up, so I don't have it to hand show you, but I do have a picture of what I made up. This is a festival outfit. Sorry, I really need to cough. That's better. This is a festival outfit. She's off to Creamfields this weekend, and she usually pays an awful lot of money. Now, I'm not surprised, because actually the website that I bought this from, which seems to be the generic website to go to. Now, I know you can buy them in wholesale, so they will be a lot cheaper, but it was £19 a metre. and it was horrible fabric to work with. It was like, it was swimwear fabric. That's exactly what it was. It felt like it was that kind of thickness. It was just swimwear fabric, but with a very vibrant print to it. So I made her trousers up from a copy. Now last week, I think I mentioned in my Friday sews, I shared the lovely green trousers with you, and all of these have gone back, so I've not got them to hand, but I'll link last week's vlog below if you're just curious as to what I'm talking about. But these green trousers, and I needed to trace them, and a lovely lady suggested that there was a YouTube video somewhere that showed how to do it. Now, I didn't even think for some reason to have a look on YouTube. I found one that worked for me. To be fair, I literally watched about 10 minutes of it, and when I watched the first 10 minutes, I'd worked out what I was doing and got it. I created a pattern piece, managed to mimic those trousers and get hers made up. So I repaired her green ones that I needed to repair and took them in because she's lost 3.5 stone since she last wore them, and because they're lycra, they were skin tight on her last time anyway, so they're still skin tight on her, but the waistband needed taking in because the waistband was a bit loose, so now they fit her properly again. So I've done that, and then I've mimicked them. The other thing that I did was I created a top for her as well, and I had a nightmare with this top. Now there is a vlog coming out on, I think it will be Sunday, it might be next Sunday, but I've been pre-filming this week. I filmed a vlog where I'm actually showing a day in the life of my sewing, and in there you see me making up this outfit, and my machine decided to completely chew the top. So I wasn't that comfortable in giving it to her because I wasn't happy with the finish, but I've given it to her and she has put it on and she really likes it. So here is a picture of me wearing the outfit that I've made her. The pair of us are actually of similar size. The difference with Jess and I is that she's a lot taller. She's 6 foot tall. So you can see here that the top and the trousers come right up on each other with me. She's obviously got a longer torso, so she'd have like a slight crop there, and they're about 10 foot long in the legs for Jess. They're perfect length on her, but with me, they just don't fit me. They're huge on me, but from a size point of view, I needed to make sure that I was getting the sizing right. So trying them on me gave me an indication as to whether they'll fit her or not. She obviously carries her weight a hell of a lot better than me. Plus she is about 12 years younger than me. 12 years younger than me, so she looks a lot better for it, and she has no lumps and bumps because she's had no children, bless her. Oh, to be that young and childless. Anyway, so I have completed that. I'm really happy with the fact that I've completed that. I've just realised I'm kind of waffling at you about this. So that's the first sewing piece that I got done this week, and then I sewed something up for myself. I have sewn a few different bits, but obviously I've not shared them with you. Now, before I go into my next make, I'll just tell you what I'm wearing. This is an hacked adaptive version of the Style Arc Hope dress. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I really love this pattern. I've done several different versions, and this is just one of those many versions. This is in a gorgeous tie-dye crepe fabric that I got from a So Hailey Jane box. It's absolutely beautiful. And come down so you can see the back. Yeah, have I got a button on this one? Yes, I have. Sorry, you can't actually see what I was doing. So I've got a button on the back. I have bias bound the hem just because I actually prefer that to a facing. So this is all bias bound. I haven't put the elasticated cuffs on. I've left the original sleeve on, and as with all of the Hope dresses, I actually have to add an inch onto the bodice so it sits in that right place. Now, I have been known to put waist ties on just to allow this to cinch in, but actually I feel like this, when I made this, it gives me like beach vibes, so I didn't feel the need to do that. Now, the last time I wore this, I was looking through my Instagram at pictures of me in it, dying to see, because I wasn't sure it suited me because of the colours and because I felt really washed out in it. However, I was really poorly when I first took my photo of this, and now I've got a little bit of colour in my skin and I feel a little bit more human. And actually, if I was wearing my bright pink lipstick, I think this would look amazing. So hopefully there is a picture in of me in the full outfit so you can see it there. And that is what I'm wearing today. Let's talk about the other thing I got made up. So this here is the new Craft House everyday dress. The dress that I have been banging on about getting finished for so long. Now, I have made a few adjustments to this already. This is the toile section, so I've put one of my lovely sewing labels in that basically says, you are important, you are enough, and you matter. I mean, how lovely is that? This fabric I got from Fabric Emporia, which is my local fabric shop, and it was £2.50 a metre. And when I made this up, I wasn't fussed whether this turned out to be wearable or not. However, I have fallen in love with this fabric since working with it, and I feel the need to, or I felt the need to make sure that this was wearable. So, what changes have I made to it? So first of all, I have added an extra 2 inches to the bodice. No, an extra 1 inch to the bodice, not 2. 1 inch to the bodice. I actually feel like I need to add an extra inch to it since making this. So that was the first amendment that I made. The second amendment that I made was on the cuffs. From the feedback from Adele from Sofa Serenity when she made hers, I added an extra inch to the length of this so it wasn't so tight on the bicep. The other thing that I did with this was sized down. So I had done some extensive research on this because I have been mooning over this dress for a little while and I really wanted to get it right. And I sometimes feel with these dresses, because they are oversized, that they drown me. So sizing down just means that the top section of it fits me better, which means that if the rest of it's flowy, it's not a problem and I don't feel a lot bigger than I actually am. I have then, so I fell in this size 14, I made a size 12. I have then shortened the tiers. So the skirt panel I took about 4 inches off, and the bottom tier I took 6 inches off of that as well, because this is supposed to be like a mid-axis length according to the pictures. It's also drafted for somebody that's 5'7" and I'm 5'4", and I wanted this to hit literally just over the knee. I thought that would be a perfect length for me. I do want to make more of these. I want to make lots more of these. I want to make a midi one. I want to make a mid-axis one. I want to make a slightly shorter one. I want to make another replica of these. I am in love with this. Now, the one thing that I did do with this particular make was, now you can't tell, luckily, I can tell with the fit, but when you actually see it on, you can't tell. This fabric was incredibly narrow. So the pattern piece for the arm is very wide. So I laid out the fabric flat so there wasn't 2 layers and cut. And I cut 2. And what I forgot to do was turn the pattern piece over to make sure that I had 2 of the right way round. So this arm here is actually back to front. So I can feel it from how it fits in the armhole. But not enough that it bothers me. So hopefully nobody will notice, because unless you are really close, there is just one section here that you can slightly tell, and you'd have to be very close to me and comfortably close, so you shouldn't be able to see it. So hopefully, as I have been talking through some of the amendments and changes that I've made, I have stuck in some pictures of me wearing this little beauty, and you can see it for yourselves, and you can see how stunning it is and why I love it so much and why I want to make more. I just think I have had so many problems with the bodice of the Tilly and the Buttons indigo dress, and it's a dress I absolutely love, but every time I make it, the shoulders are either over here and I make the adjustments and then forget to make the adjustment to the to this bit here, because I always have to add an extra inch onto there as well. And I've got one that I love. Out of all of my Tilly and the Buttons, there is one that has survived in my wardrobe, and it's my cotton lawn version in the tulip type fabric. But I love the style. I like the idea of a buffet dress, and I think I found it, guys. Finally, this is. Now, it is very fabric hungry. I had 4 meters of this fabric. 4 meters. And I could have recut the arm because of all the length that I took off and got it out of that 4 meters. But what I did forget to do, I always add my inch on when I'm cutting it out. It's just easier than adding it onto the pattern piece, unless there's enough room on the pattern when I'm cutting it, because I'm a cutter, not a tracer, guys. And when I cut the back piece, I forgot to add my inch on, so I had to recut the back piece. If I hadn't have had to have done that, then I wouldn't have ended up with extra. I would have ended up with enough to have recut this. But anyway, we live and we learn, and it was my first version. It was my toile piece. I knew that it wouldn't be perfect, and I'm very happy with the way that it's come out. I love this fabric. You know, for £2.50, this fabric was an absolute bargain. And do you know what? It was actually really nice to work with. It's a chalet weight, so I did spray starch it just to give it a little bit of extra structure when I was working with it. But yeah, it was really, really good. Now it's making me think, what other fabrics do I want to make it out of? I do want to try a top in one of my lawn fabrics just to see how that works. So that's everything I've got that I can show you from a makes point of view this week. I have been off work this week. I've had a really enjoyable week, plenty of time to sew, plenty of time to try build back up stock for Jazz and Wow. But I have got some bits that I can't share with you because I've already pre-filmed some vlogs. So I've got enough content coming out as going forward, because one of the things that I've been finding recently, as some of you may know, I've been really struggling for time. I've had a promotion at work, and, you know, it's all good, all great stuff, but my college work is getting on top of me. My actual duties have increased at work, and then I've got Jazz and Wow on top of all of this. So trying to keep on top of vlogging and stock and sewing and making time for me has just not been the easiest. So I thought this week, whilst I was off, I would take the opportunity to do a bit of pre-filming, so you guys have got some ready-made content outside of my Friday sews and what I've been up to. One of the things that I have been filming this week is the collaboration that I am doing with the Carpe Diem Stitcher, which is the lovely Laura. So I am almost finished, not fully finished, but almost finished the item that I chose to make out of that gorgeous Japanese viscose fabric, which, spoiler alert, is the most amazing fabric to work with. I have thoroughly enjoyed sewing it. You watch, now I go back to finishing it off. It'll all go wrong now I've said that. But hey ho. So yeah, if you have gone and purchased that fabric or ever worked with a Japanese viscose, I do recommend it. It was really nice. It's like a poplin weight. It's got a bit of structure to it. But it's obviously lighter weight than a lawn. So yeah, it's just a really nice fabric to work with. So what have I got planned? So it's bank holiday weekend this weekend. I am venturing to Alton Towers with my children tomorrow. Me and 4 children, obviously my 2 girls and my 2 stepsons. That's going to be fun. And then I am taking the girls shopping for all of their uniform stuff. So I will have some time on Monday to sew before I go back to work. This week has just gone so quickly. I intend on getting my item finished for my collaboration, and I also want to start working on another one of these. And the other thing that I want to start working on is my toile for my dressmaker's ball dress, because that is only a few weeks away and I cannot push it back any further. So I've got the pattern printed now, and actually one of the things I'm going to do tonight when I get back from the girls' dentist appointments is sit down and cut out the pattern pieces and start working on a toile version of it, because once I've got the toile done, I can then go ahead and get it made up in the proper fabric. Now I've decided that I'm not going to share my progress with the dressmaker's ball dress, and the reason for that being it's just going to be easier to turn it into a vlog for everybody, and I don't want to repeat myself, so share with you on Fridays what I'm doing with my dressmaker's ball dress, and then do a whole vlog dedicated to my dressmaker's ball dress, and you already know everything about it, every problem, every fit issue, and the final result, because you've seen it all on Friday Sews. If you're anything like me, I know with my favourite vloggers, or the vloggers that I do consistently watch, I watch everything that they release. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's something that I'm not even particularly interested in, I will watch them because it's their personality I'm watching them for, as well as some of their helpful tips and their beautiful makes, of course, but it is usually their personality that I love their vlogs for. So yeah, I'm going to do that. That is why I've decided to do that. So I hope you don't mind, and I hope that's okay, and I hope you all look forward to seeing my actual reveal of what I'm wearing to the dressmaker's ball, which will be at the end of September, because I want you to see me in the final version all glammed up and looking, you know, hopefully elegant and beautiful. So yeah, that's that. So that's the other thing that I plan on working on though this week, and then I'm going to see if I've got a couple of quick sews that I can get on with too. So I know I've got an Ogden cami that I really want to get made up in my mountain accents. I think it's called Fabric Godmother fabric. Is it mountain accents? I could be completely wrong, but I have been washing and ironing loads of fabric this week, and then I have a Zadie jumpsuit that I'd like to get cut out, if not started. Just depends on what my evening sewing time's like over the weekend, because it is the weekend, and although we've got lots of stuff going on in the day, I might get some time in the evenings to sew, and I am really enjoying sewing. I don't know about you guys, but I go through phases where sometimes I can't be asked to sew, and then other times I'm like, I'm really into it and I want to get it done, and it's usually the can't be asked when I haven't got the time to dedicate to it, and I've had a week off and I've had lots of time. So yeah, it'll be interesting, so you can see some of the other stuff that I've made this week in the upcoming content. The other thing that I'm going to do, and again, it depends on when, I can't remember where I've scheduled them, but either this week or next week there will be a vlog coming out about autumn trends, and it's because I'm starting to think about my autumn wardrobe. And I always go out and look for inspiration for my autumn makes. I mean, I'm quite individual in the clothes that I like to wear, but I do like to look and see what's coming in the shops to get some inspo in colours, in styles. And I found it quite interesting. There was a few bits in there that I was really tempted by, so I thought I would share that with you guys and share some trends. So there's a little mini series coming where you'll see some focus points on autumn trends over the next coming weeks. So hopefully you enjoy seeing that as well. Right guys, I think that's enough of me waffling at you for one day. I hope you've all had an absolutely fantastic week and have lots of time to sew, lots of things that you can get on with and do, and I will catch you all next week. Don't forget to give this vlog a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you like my content and you want to see more. Take care, speak soon, bye.